By the name of Allah, the most compassionate and most merciful. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope that everyone is fine and healthy. So wish you all the best. Today we are going to discuss about our fourth lecture, that is regarding the marriage and family institutions. Before going to family, we are going to discuss about what is marriage, because marriage is the first social institution which is leading to for the formation of family. So is it important, is marriage important in life? What it makes a good marriage? Why do we need marriage? What are the different types of forms of marriage we're going to discuss about? And after that, family, meaning, types, as well the characteristics of family and function of family, we will discuss about this. Now, before going to discuss about a family, now we start from the marriage. So marriage is an important social institution, and this marriage could be found everywhere in the world. You can find it in different shapes and different forms. So marriage is the basic institutions of human society. So that is why we see that it is the basic human institution in the society. The first thing that makes the family, that is leading to the formation of family, that is marriage. So that is why we say that marriage is the basic institution of human societies. Without the marriage, it's impossible to make the society. It's impossible to make a family. So that's why we say it's a basic institution. So through marriage, two persons of opposite sexes get social approval in order to live together as a husband and wife. So marriage becomes the nucleus of the social structures with which individuals are related to each other through their kinships and blood relationships. So marriage permits man and woman to establish a relationship with each other in order to make a family. So the permission is being given to man and woman. It is based on a social approval of between two opposite sexes in order to make a family and lead a social life. So the regulation of sexual activity, that is only possible through stable relationship, which is the primary purpose of marriage. So married people are happier than unmarried ones, perhaps because the single best predictor of human happiness is the quality of social relationships. So we see that married peoples are happier than unmarried because the married peoples are always psychologically and socially, they are being supported by each other when the couples are coming to a new life, and they make social relationships to improve the quality of their lives. Though it may also have some unhappiness moment of life as well, because it's inevitable, it happens in the human life, but the more married peoples are happier than unmarried, and this is the needs of society. If the marriage does not take place, definitely nothing will come into being. So marriage is what important for the procreation of the generations in order to exist this society. Without the marriage, the society will not exist. For the survival of generations, for the existence of society, so it's very important that we get to marry. So as we are talking about that, is marriage important in life? The question is it important that we have to marry, or we must marry in life? Is it important? So marriage is a powerful creator and sustainer of humans in social capital for adult as well as children. It is the sustainer of human social capitals as well as adult as well as children. About as important as education when it comes to promoting the health, wealth and well-being of adults and communities. So that is very much important in a powerful creators that is giving like the example of the sustenance of the humans societies which sustain for their life activity. So in order to sustain the capacity of life, in order to sustain and bring equality in the life, we need to marry. So that is why it is a social capital, both for adult as well for the children. So it stretches your comfort zone. Marriage stretches your comfort zone. It makes you, in order to spread and broad your comfort zone, to live in a society, to live in a zone where you can enjoy your life. So it pushes you to your limits. It means that marriage will give you limitations, what to do, what not to do, because it is the approval. It comes after the approval of two, social approval of two opposite sexes. So they make a boundaries to themselves, that what to do and what not to do during the couple life. So it expands the capacity of human beings. So relationship, marriage and family are the core of every communities. Marriage and families are the core and important fundamental of every communities. If there is no marriage, if there is no family, so how is it possible that we will make community and society? So that's why we say the fundamental steps that is being taken for the existence and survival of society, that is marriage and family. That marriage will lead to the family, and family will lead to society, community, nation, and globally it will become a global populations. So families are universally recognized as an important source of support and security. As we say that the important and universally recognized source of support and security, it means that all over the world around, people are being supported and the full protection of being given to them. It's because of the family members. They can provide a safe and stable environment in which which nurture the growth and development of each member throughout the different stages of life, from birth to old age. When one person is being born, is when he is coming for the first time to the new world. A baby is born with empty mind, knows nothing, so he is learning a lot of things from their family members, and it means that passing so many stages of their socialization stages. Whether that is being started from the birth, and it will continue to end of the life. So whatever the process they are learning during this period of time, so they're nurturing, they are giving growth and developments with to each others. That is sticking with the different stage of life. It is because of the marriage. It is because of the family, and family coming to existence because of the marriage. So it is very important that for the procreations, for the sustenance and existence and survival of human society, it is very important that we get married in order to be sociologically, psychologically, socially, we are being supported and secured by our family members and family in a given societies. This is the importance of marriage in life. So what makes a good marriage? That is another topic of discussions. So there are many factors that is helping, that is contributing in order to satisfy the marriage relationships between two couples. So love and commitment, these are the two words that makes a good marriage, and that makes a great happiness, that brings a great happiness in the life of the humans, as well as trust, time. It means that giving a space and time to each other, giving time to their family members, as well as giving attentions, good communications among the family members. When any conflict arises, and that is easily resolved with the communication along with each others, including that we're listening to each other, what the opposite side says, and the opposite side will do the same reactions, and they will be listening to us. So partnerships are there. With the help of each together, we are making a family, so we get hands to each other, and that makes a partnerships. And within these partnerships, we solve a lot of problems. Tolerance, we get tolerance. We are paying our attentions, and we are very showing our tolerance, and we are showing our passions to each other in regard of difficult situations. Passions and tolerance. Openness, and we are very open to each other. It means that we accept each other, the critics and suggestions of each other. Honesty, respect, as it says that if you would like to be respected, so respect the others. So there is respect, sharing processes there. We share our feelings with each other, emotion with each other's, consideration to each other, and we are generous to each others in regard to our day-to-day life activities. Willingness and ability to compromise and constructive, these are all those words that makes a good marriage. If any word is missing in the life of a couples, so they might be experience a sort of hardship in conflicting their life, and that may make their life untasty. So that is why these are those words that we have to focus on it, and we have to improve it, bring the changes in our couple life. So this will makes a good marriage. So that is what the answer to the question that what makes a good marriage. Try to follow all these words and we will be happy. The life will be full of enjoyment and pleasures. Now let's going to the next stage of this. We're going to now define that what is the definition of marriage. So as it is defined differently by different social scientists, I have just gathered here some of the few definitions that is important in regards to the marriage. Marriage as an institution, that is, this institution is created to satisfy physical, social, psychological, cultural, and economic needs of both man and woman. Now, it is an institution. As we in previous lecture defined that institutions are made for particular purposes, they are running under the prescribed rules and regulations in working in order to achieve the target that they have made, a particular goal that they have made for the organizations. They're going to achieve that as institution. But here, sociologically, when you are talking about that institution, it's a law, it's a rules, it's regulation, it's a norms. These rules and regulations are being applied on everyone. It's being supported by everyone in societies. So in this institution limit the human conduct in the societies, that people should go ahead with their day-to-day life according to the principle, the norms and cultures, values of a societies. So we say it's an institutions in which two persons of opposite sexes get a social approvals for the reason in order to satisfy their needs, whether that is their primary need, whether that is secondary needs. So whether that is essential or that is not essential. So these two opposite sexes are getting their social approval by following the social norms and social value and cultural value of a societies in order to satisfy their physical needs, their social needs, and their psychological support, as well as cultural and economic needs of both man and woman. Both have needs for each other. So these words are man and women are invitable, have an invitable relationship with each other, that no one can deny this. Through marriage, two persons of opposite sex get social approval to live together as a husband and wife. When you get a social approval in the society based on a cultural values and norms and laws of a societies, in religious values of a societies, these two people are getting and coming into contract and agreement. This agreement and this social approval is for the reason that they are being now for the rest of their life known to the people as a husband and wife. So a commonly accepted and encompassing definition of marriage is the following: a formal unions and social and legal contract between the two individuals that unites their life legally, economically, and emotionally. So being married also give a legitimacy to sexual relation within the marriage. So legitimacy of sexual relation is only and only possible when it's legally a person is getting marriage. Then these people are economically, socially, and emotionally being supported by the two couples who are coming to a new life. So that's are some of the few shortest but comprehensive definition of marriage. Hope everyone understand. Now let us going that what are the reason that is important for the emergence of institution of marriage. So why it is important that we have to get marriage? So what is the need for the emergence of this marriage? The important basis for emergence of the institution of marriage are. So it is why it is required, important, what's the reason that come into being that the marriage system should come. First is biological needs. The first factor, that is biological needs. So marriage marriage is considered as one of the basic institutions that provide legitimacies to heterosexual relationships. It is a social contact, usually of two opposite sexes, for the satisfaction of physical and biological needs. So we get married because of the fulfilling of the completion of biological needs that we need to each other. Second is psychological needs. The reason for emergence of institution of marriage was psychological needs. If you would like to be supported psychologically, so we need to form an institution of marriage. And that makes a family, when family psychologically supporting their family members. So we say that marriage satisfies not only the biological needs but also psychological satisfaction of having children. These children will support their family members in the long terms. So bearing and rearing of children is an important component of marriage, which requires a relatively stable unions, and marriage ensure this to happen. It's only happens. A psychological support is only happens to humans once they get married and children comes to the world. So that children become a psychological support in the long term for their parents, that they are being supported in their hardship and conflict type of times in their life that they are facing. Another important point that is very important in its reason for the emergence of marriage, that is a procreations. So procreation means it's a production of children. That is very important, another integral part of humans, an aspect of marriage. So if you would like to continue the existence populations, the existence society to be existed in, the survival of humans are being here on the earth, and this transformed to the next generation. So it's very important that we have to procreate the next generation, and for the procreation of generation, it is required that the legal approval take place between two opposite sexes, and the generation comes into being. The last one, that is the reason for emergence of institution of marriage, that is nurturing needs. Along with bearing of children, marriage also involves bringing up of and socialization of children. Beside that, to bring and produce children, the second for most important functions of a family, of a marriage, is that they are just nurturing. They would like to fulfill the nurture needs of a newly born children that being born, and they come to this new world. And the relationship that comes between these two, it's because of the proper socialization of nurturing needs. So these are four reasons that why it's important to make to form an institution of marriage. Now we're going to the next stage of the marriage, that is forms of marriage, or different types of marriage that's taking place around the world. So, but we are going to discuss about which is more prevalent and dominant all over the world. There are two forms of marriage in different parts of the world. One is called monogamy, another is called polygamy. As you know that mono means one and gamy means marriage. It means that it refers to a marriage union that consists of a husband and wife, and they just marry for one time, once in their life. So that's called monogamy. So most marriage in the world is monogamous. If you see to the percentage, so most of the people just get married only once, while twice and four times, or having four wives, two wives at the same times. The majority are not coming in this category, but the minority are coming in this. So that's why most marriage that is taking place around the world is monogamous. In a society, monogamy prevails a man or woman to remarry only when after the death of the first occurs, so second marriage will second place. So the death of the spouse or the dissolution or ending of marriage take place between the two opposite sexes, either ending the marriage contracts, or one of them is going to die, so they get married for the second time then. So second type of marriage, that is called polygamy. Polygamy is that arrangement of marriage in which either a man or woman has more than one husband, or a man has more than one wife at the same time. It's called polygamy. It means a man has more than one wife at the same times. That is called polygamy. Or either the woman has more than one husband at the same times. That is called polygamy. Now polygamy is one of the main concern of the society, that it has two more types to be explained. That first is polygyny. Polygyny is that form of marriage in which man is married. So this man is married to more than one woman at a time. That is called polygyny. Polygyny is that form of marriage in which man is married to more than one woman at the same time. That is called polygyny. In this, polygyny has itself two types. One is called sororal, another is called non-sororal. So sororal polygyny involves the marriage of a man with more than one woman, but all women are related to each other as a sister. That is called sororal marriage. While in non-sororal polygyny, the various wives are not related to each other. It means they are not the sister to each other. But in sororal polygyny, when the marriage is taking place, so a man when a man is getting married to marry with a wife, with a woman, that woman's might be a sister with each other. But in opposite to that is a non-sororal marriage. So in the polygamy, we have the second type, that is polyandry. As well, we have the second type, that is polyandry. So now, what is polyandry? Polyandry is a form of marriage, or refers to a marriage that a woman is married to more than one man at the same time. That is called polyandry. So polyandry, in which marriage is meant to more than one, which man is married to more than one woman at the same time. Muslims, in Muslim societies, Muslims are one of the few community who are found practicing polygyny under the sanction of our religion. So in our religion, it is not prohibited. It is prohibited the polygyny type of marriage in our societies, but it do happens in rest of the world, in non-religious societies, non-Islamic societies. But in Islam, it is prohibited that in our religion there is a strict sanction on it, that we are not allowed to marry in types of the polygyny types of marriage. While we're talking about the polyandry, a woman is married to more than one man. So polyandry has itself two types. Either that is the first one is the fraternal one, fraternal polyandry. What is fraternal polyandry? Is a type of marriage in which the woman is the wife to all brothers. The woman is the wife, in which the woman is the wife to all brothers. It means, so one woman that is shared by all brothers, that is called fraternal polyandry, which is again not practiced in Islamic society. That's why we should have to thank God Almighty that we are being born in Islamic societies. So fraternal polyandry, it exists in some of the South Asian countries and around the world. Non-fraternal polyandry is a type of marriage that the wife has several husbands, but these husbands are not brother with each other. So that is what that is called non-fraternal. So fraternal is a practice in some agriculture or agrarian societies. Agrarian society is that society in which their jobs or professions are mostly they are working in agriculture sectors in the fields. So the fraternal marriage take place because of in order to avoid the division of farming, division of land, so they give a preference to fraternal types of marriage. So now the next type of marriage, that is called endogamy. So endogamy, it means that is a custom, or it refers to a type of marriage that is taking place inside the groups, inside the kinships. So endogamy is a system of marriage that require marriage within one social group. The social group may be one's own tribe, caste, or religious groups. It means that you need to marry within your own tribes, within your own religious groups, own tribes. With a Muslim, marry with Muslims. Hindu, marry within the Hindu. It means that Muslim cannot marry the Hindus, Hindu cannot marry the Muslims. And the same is, for example, if you look at the caste system of Indian society, so Sikhs are not allowed. The Sikh people, the Sikh community peoples are not allowed to marry in Hindu community. In Hindu community are also prohibited that they cannot marry outside their caste and religious groups. So, if the marriage is taking place within that, within one social group, so that is called endogamy marriage. So another type of marriage, that is called exogamy. So exogamy then is a custom that requires an individual to marry outside a specific group of which he is in which he is one of the member of such kingships. So that is called an exogamy, or a village, or any social unit that you are going to, that you may belongs to that marriage. So that is called exogamy. So exogamy is a system of marriage that requires an individual to marry opposite to or outside of a specific group. That is called, for example, Hindus are taking marriage not from their own caste and religious groups, but they are going to marry with other caste and other religious groups. So there is another term that is being used in the marriage forms, that is hypergamy or aniloma. Is a social custom in which a boy from the upper caste can marry a girl from the lower caste. Hypergamy, it means if a boy belongs to the rich family, a boy from the rich family can marry a girl from the lower poor family. So that is called hypergamy. Hypogamy, that is the patrilomia, is the marriage in which a boy from the lower caste marries a girl from the higher caste. It means that a boy who is from the lower caste marry the girl from the high status of societies, member of societies. That is called hypogamy. So there is another kind of marriage that is called parallel marriage. So this is a marriage between the children of either two brother or two sister. So this form is preferred among the Muslim as it is commonly practiced in our societies. So levirate is another sort of marriage, is a type of a custom in which a widow marries her deceased husband brothers. It means as one of brother dies, so the wife of that brother marry the other brothers. So that is called levirate marriage. Sourate marriage is a custom in which the widower marries the younger sister of his family, the younger sister of his deceased wife. So that is that is sourate. So these different terms are used in the marriage. Now, after that we talked about marriage and we understand about the importance and needs of marriage and different forms of marriage. This marriage leads to the formation of family. Now, in a brief, we are going to discuss what is family. So, family is a universal in multifunctional institutions that's even could be found in a highly advanced society. So, family is the most important institution in society because it's the most important institution. Why it is most important? Because this family can make the further societies and families. The number of families when it grows, it become larger and larger, it develop, so it makes societies, and that societies makes nations. So that's why we say that family is the most important institution in societies. So it is the institution of marriage that leads to the formation of a family. So family is made of individuals who are related to each other or related to one another either through marriage or blood ties. So we can see that a family is an important social institution, and every individual in the world, in this world, is a part of one of the family. Most of us are born and brought up in families. So family is made of individual to one another through blood ties or marriage. So we can see that it is defined differently by different social scientists and sociologists. Now we're going to define what is a marriage. What is family? As it is defined that by different social scientists, sometimes we can see that family is a micro unit of social system. Family is the micro unit, it means a small unit of social system. Family is an institute of social system. It means that we are learning the social things in the family. So that's why it is the institution of social system. And family is a key of social system, and an institution is a part of the social system. So when the key is not there, so social system will not run, institution will not run. Institutions are running because of family. So first family comes, then after that institution comes. So a family is a social and economic unit which is consisting minimally of one or more parents and their children. The family is a critical social institution that functions as a part of society. These are then part of the family society. The family that is coming into existence, that is a gain for the existence of and survival of society. So family is one of the oldest institutions which has been started with the emergence of once the life has started in the time of Islamic era, that is when Adam alayhi salam for the first time came to the earth. From that time the family system started, so that's why we say it's one of the oldest institutions. So this family is influencing the life as well as the lost code of the behavior of the family. So definitely our behaviors are being affected in its our behaviors are being impacted by the controlling agency of a family member. So a happy family help. So in regard to our family, we can see that a happy family life helps in making a state in society happy and joyous. It means that whereas there is a happy family, this happy family life is helping in the society to make a better, developed, secure and most joyful and entertained societies. If the families are being disorganized, if the families are not happy, definitely they will produce some criminals in the societies, and that criminal will be then product of society, and that so many problems will arise in the life of the people. So that's why we say that a happy life, a happy family life helpings in making a states, it means a country, a geographical locations, which we call states, and society to be entertained and happy. So the family functions to locate children socially and plays a major role in their socialization. So from the point of view of the parent, the family's primary purpose is procreation. The family functions to produce and socialize the children. That we will discuss in details regarding the function of family, but what the primary purpose of family is in order to socialize, to make the best of their family members, to be the best in the future for their societies, to work for the betterments and improvement of our societies. So that's why the primary purpose of this function, family which are being constructed, they should play the role of construction, not destruction. So as it is differently defined by different social scientists. Now let us talk about the meaning and definition of family. That was a bit only the introduction to family. Now, the term itself, the family, has been driven from the Roman word familius, or it's been driven from the word of Latin familia, which means different. It means that, which means servants. It means in a family, each member of the family is interrelated to each other, and they are being supported with each other. They are being served by each other. So that's why the meaning of familius means servant. That's why we are serving each other in the family. Or is a group consisting of parents and children who are living together in a household, that is called a family. So it is defined by Clare that a system of relationship which is existing between parents and children, that is called family. Or family is the biological social unit. This biological social unit composed of husband, wife and children. That is another definition of family. So what the elite and Merrill define, that a more or less durable association of husband and wife with or without children, or a man or a woman along with children, is called family. Nimkov defined this, that it is a more or less durable association of husband and wife. These husband and wife might be having a children or not children, but once they come into couple life, so they make a family. It means when they get married, they make a family. So this marriage may go long and it may end very soon, but it's called a family. So this is called family. Now, do we need a family? The question is here, do we need a family? Is it important that we belongs to our family? Of course, the question is yes. We need family because they protect us, and our parents introduce us to this world. No matter how big or small family may be, we are having, whether the small family or we are having the very big family. So they are their rules model. They are role models in our life. Who are role models in our life? Family. So that's why we start our daily life with our family, end our life with our family. So we are doing really good in our life. It's because of the family members. So that's why if we are going to great things in the life, if we are very constructive to the people in the society, and we are the very foremost people who are being loved in the society, it might be because, and it is because of the family that we need to require a family who are better socializers for the better generations in the life after as well. Now, that's why we need that's why we need a family. So without the family, the existence and survival of humans is impossible to continue for the coming generations. So that's why family plays a vital role and essential roles in the socialization of family member and the constructive and development and growth of a good society. So families are not good, societies and communities are not good. So families are disorganized, society is disorganized. Families not fulfilling the required needs of the family members. The family members are not able to fulfill the required needs of a society. So this is what the family, we call that it is a multi-dimensional functional institution in human societies that comes into being. As we discussed about that, there are 5 major social institutions which is operating in human life. The first foremost family institution is coming into existence that makes the other institutions. So family is very important. Without a family, we do not have a existence in the societies. So wish you all the best. Have a great time. If you faced any problem regarding the lectures, let me know through the WhatsApp. Contact me through the WhatsApp number. Contact me that I could help on the spot. So have a joyous and great times. Till then, Allah Hafiz.